In entertainment, reinvention is often the key to longevity. Being that it's an industry where you see a lot of people come and go, you have to be able to masterfully pivot your image and breathe life to it every single year if you want to continue to stay on. But not all reinventions are created equal. While some celebrities have masterfully pivoted their image and their career success, others not so much. Matter of fact, there are some cautionary tales of rebranding attempts that missed the mark, alienated core audiences, or simply failed to launch. Today we're going to examine 4 celebrities whose attempt to redefine themselves backfired in significant ways. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Now let's get back to the video. Before diving into his reinvention struggles, let's remember where Bow Wow began. Discovered by Snoop Dogg at age 6, Shad Moss debuted as Lil Bow Wow at just 13 years old with the album Beware of the Dog, which actually went double platinum. His early career was defined by this youthful energy. He had clean songs and he had this kid-friendly image that parents approved of and children adored. But as Bow Wow matured, he faced the classic child star dilemma, which is how to transition to adult artistry successfully. So in 2003, he dropped the Lil from his name, a symbolic step toward adulthood. His music also evolved as well, and it included more mature themes, and he also expanded into acting with roles with films like Fast and Furious and The Lottery Ticket. But Bow Wow's reinvention struggles came to a head in 2017, I believe, with what became known as the Bow Wow Challenge. So after posting a picture suggesting that he was traveling on a private jet on Instagram, a fellow passenger photographed him on a commercial flight. And this incident went viral.
Bow Wow right there, and he writes, so this guy, Lil Bow Wow, was on my flight to New York, but on Instagram, he posted a picture of a private jet captioned, traveling to New York today, shaking my head.
There were so many memes of people pretending to live lavish lifestyles while revealing the most, modest reality, and people started coming for Bow Wow. And then all of a sudden, it's like all of the work that he did to reinvent himself into, this adult star, it seemed like it came crashing down because people started perceiving him as not being authentic and that he's not accepting his changed position in the industry. So rather than embracing a new, perhaps more modest identity, it seemed like Bow Wow was clinging to an image of superstardom that no longer matched his reality. Now, there's a lesson in here that we all need to learn. The lesson will be successful reinvention requires authenticity and self-awareness. I believe that audiences can detect when someone is projecting an image that doesn't align with their reality.
25 cents in the sweater jar. Here's $1, Dad. Because there's no goddamn way I'm goddamn moving to any son of a bitch, shit-eating, goddamn shitty hoe.
Audiences first encountered Stacey Dash as Dion in the 1995 hit film Clueless. That's how I also encountered Stacey Dash, because that character Dion was so beautiful. She was quick-witted, she had this fashion-forward something going on, and she had this undeniable screen presence. And Stacey in real life was also like that. Stacey was a pop culture icon, and she continued acting in various films. And I remember she had this series with Lisa Ray. It was so beautiful. I think it was called Single Ladies. But then in 2012, Stacey underwent one of those most dramatic reinventions in recent celebrity history.
She tweeted her endorsement for presidential candidate Mitt Romney. Now Clueless star Stacey Dash has received digital threats in return.
She just moved from one thing to another. By 2014, she had joined, Fox News as a conservative commentator, and then particularly she was making headlines for controversial statements around racial issues, gender issues, and politics as well. And then it's like she was doing everything that she can to alienate the original fan base that she had. it seemed like Stacey was doing, I don't know, it seemed like an abrupt shift from the beloved 90s icon to this controversial political commentator. Something just didn't feel like right. It seemed like they should sit down and think about this, or was it where she was in life, or is that who she was all along? But there's a lesson here to be learned, and the lesson is reinvention that contradicts your established brand values will always alienate your core audience without necessarily winning you a new one. Because it seemed like she moved away from her original audience and she hasn't gained a new one as well.
Come on, Hal. Where the goddamn guns?
You are fined 1 credit for a violation of the verbal morality statute.
What? Fuck you.
Your repeated violation of the verbal morality statute has caused me to notify the San Angeles Police Department. Please remain where you are.
Wesley Snipes dominated action cinema throughout the 1990s and the early 2000s. As the star of the Blade trilogy, he helped pioneer the modern superhero film genre before the MCU existed. Wesley had this perfect blend of martial arts skills, his dramatic range, he has the charismatic screen presence. Snipes was a bankable A-list star. However, his career took a dramatic turn when he was convicted of tax evasion in 2008.
Wesley Snipes found not guilty of federal tax fraud and conspiracy charges, but he was convicted on 3 misdemeanor counts of failing to file a tax return. He could still be sentenced to 3 years in prison after originally facing a possible 16.
And after years of legal battles, he served a 3-year prison sentence from 2010 to 2013, I believe. And during his absence, this was the time where superhero films were getting more popular. And this was the time that, everybody was looking forward to that, which is ironic because he built his foundation with his Blade fame. Now, upon his release from prison, Wesley attempted to reinvent himself and reclaim his position in Hollywood. So he joined, the ensemble cast for films like The Expendables 3, and he later appeared in several straight, for action films. In interviews, he projected confidence about his comeback, even discussing the possibility of returning to the Blade franchise. But I feel like Wesley's reinvention faced some significant, I'll call it headwinds. Like it seemed like the industry had moved on during his absence and younger stars had filled the niche he once dominated. I can never say his name. Oh my God, let me try and say it. Mahershala Ali. Like Mahershala Ali came in and it looked like people were saying, you know what, he can do Blade. So I don't know. I feel like maybe Wesley's reinvention has to do with timing. It was the wrong timing that he came back. It has nothing to do with his skills. It has nothing nothing can take away from who he is as a talent. It was just purely timing.
Teyana Sweet 16, Teyana Sweet 16. Yo, what's good? It's your girl Teyana. I'm a singer, rapper, / dancer, and I just was signed to Pharrell's label.
We're here to celebrate Tiana's birthday.
Teyana Taylor first captured public attention on MTV's My Super Sweet 16 in 2007. Her early career was defined by her exceptional dancing abilities and her fashion sense as well. And she gained massive exposure later on when she starred in Kanye West's Faith music video in 2016. Everybody was talking about Teyana's abs and her body and everything else. And then later on, she signed to Kanye's Good Music label. And so Teyana was doing well for herself during that time. And she sought to reinvent herself from this dancer, archetype to a serious recording artist. So her 2018 album KTSC, Keep the Same Energy, it received, critical acclaim. But it seemed like people couldn't move away from seeing Teyana as the dancer. Because despite all of that, I was very surprised when she came onto Instagram saying that she was retiring this chapter of her story. She feels overlooked. She feels underappreciated and everything. And I was thinking, wow, Teyana looks like she's having the best time of her life. Why does she say that she feels overlooked and underappreciated? That's where now thinking about it now that I see Teyana, coming back up, I've seen the recent, picture with Aaron Pierre and all of that. And I think she's going to come back up soon. But now that I'm thinking back of when she was with Kanye and all of that, why didn't her reinvention work? I think it's because she didn't have the proper institutional support. I feel like if Teyana had the push like somebody like Doechii is having right now, if she had the push then when she was with Kanye and all of that, when all the attention was behind her reinvention and her rebranding would have worked really, really well, because the infrastructure behind an artist or a celebrity or anybody in general is important as the artist's own efforts and talents. You need marketing, you need PR, you need people to push you so that people will see you out there. That's just how it is. So from all of this, what we have learned is that successful reinvention in the public eye requires a lot. It's like a delicate balance of authenticity, timing, self-awareness, institutional support, and audience consideration. What do you think? Let's talk about it in the comments. Once again, thank you for watching, and thank you all to the commenters and the subscribers.